Paddy the Baddy dismantled Michael Chandler at UFC 314, and if you're following me on Instagram, which of course you are, you probably saw that I predicted Paddy would win, and then the response to that would be everyone saying that Michael Chandler just was never that good and is over the hill and all that, and that is what is happening. But how good is Paddy the Baddy? He's undefeated in the UFC, despite that one time that we sort of all agree that he actually lost, but Michael Chandler was definitely Paddy the Baddy's biggest test to date. Michael Chandler was ranked number 7 coming into this fight, so the biggest fight of Paddy's career. In my less than humble opinion, yeah, Paddy the Baddy is that good. I feel like I've seen improvements in his striking over the course of his UFC career. He's always had good jiu-jitsu, although I don't think he could pass my guard, but I would love to find out. That would be so much fun to have a jiu-jitsu match against Paddy the Baddy. Is he in the mix for a title shot? That I'm not so sure about. After his win, Paddy said,
"Charles is the biggest legend out of them all, and he gets called the best submitting artist the UFC's ever seen. Well, I dispute that. I'm here."
I don't know about that, but I sure would like to find out. I think Paddy versus Charlie Olives is a fight that does make a lot of sense, but I think the best option for Paddy right now is a fight against Arman. In his post-fight interview with Joe Rogan, Paddy mentioned fighting Justin Gaethje or Dustin Poirier or Charlie Oliveira or Armand, and obviously there was the Conor call out as well.
And even McGregor putting money on Chandler to win, lad. Like, the Irish Scouse connection, lad, he's meant to back me, and he never. So, if he wants it, he'll get muftied as well.
I'm trying to look at this from the UFC's perspective about which fight makes the most financial sense, but also looking at it from the perspective of trying to find out who the best fighter is, and those two things don't always agree with each other or overlap. In this case, I think if you were to do Paddy versus Poirier or Gaethje or Charles Oliveira, and Paddy does win, then we sort of end up in the same situation we are in right now. Yeah, it was a great win for Paddy, but he just beat another aging contender who's past their prime. Exactly what's happening in the discourse now around the Michael Chandler fight. Plus, Paddy and Arman don't like each other, and the UFC was not too pleased with Arman for pulling out of his fight with Islam on like 2 days' notice and said that he would need to work his way back to a title shot. So if you do Paddy versus Arman, they have a big grudge match, and that sells a lot of money, and it is the biggest test to date for Paddy against a current top-level UFC lightweight. Plus, that allows Islam to fight Ilia Topuria for a title shot that I do think Topuria deserves after he vacated the featherweight title. And then you can just do the winner of Paddy versus Arman versus the winner of Islam versus Topuria. Boom, I'm doing the UFC's matchmaking for them. Dana hit me up to let me know how you want to reward me for this hard work. But I'm curious what you think. Is Paddy the Baddy legit? I think so. I think he deserves a top 10 ranking. I don't know if he'll ever be a world champion, but I sure would like to see him tested against a top contender like Arman. But let me know in the comments who you want to see Paddy the Baddy fight next. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.